I couldn't help but watch the documentary on your Mets back in the mid
Yeah.
'80s.
What'd you think?
Well, I loved it, but I was there around that. I worked at CNN in New York, so I was around you guys, you goofballs. But I started to wonder. We've had these one and done teams that were so good, but they only won once.
Yeah.
If you were going to put your finger on why that Mets team only won once? What would it be?
Well, I think that's a great point. I think that maybe maturity might be one of them, but honestly, that team felt like like a Oakland A's team. It felt like a Cincinnati Reds team. But we're destined to always live with not a team of destiny, but a team that had an amazing year. But I think that we could have been a little more mature with how we approached the longevity of what we were trying to do. How about that?
Finish this sentence. If Dwight Gooden had stayed clean.
I would have been able to go to Cooperstown and listen to him give a great speech.
Yeah. Ronnie, I paid to go see a game, and I think it was like May. It was in May, and it was Dennis Martinez and the Expos at Shea against Doc. And I paid for seats behind home plate because I wanted to watch. This is 84 maybe. I wanted to hear that fastball, and I wanted to watch that curveball. Like I was that fascinated. And I could have gotten probably, press credentials. I wanted to sit behind home plate. And oh my God. El Presidente was awesome. I mean, I loved Dennis Martinez, but Doc Gooden was that was different. That was different.
El Presidente, once I got traded to the Expos, I was only there for about a week or so before I moved on to the A's. He threw a perfect game in Los Angeles while I was there. So I got to see in the uniform a perfect game. And boy, what a pitcher with capital Pitcher he was. But as far as Doc was concerned, I lived in the city for my entire career with the Mets, and he was the only athlete that I had ever played with, heard about, went to see, that the whole city would be buzzing if he pitched on a Friday night. I mean, the entire city. You would go to lunch, people would ask you about him. You would walk down the street, tell Doc hello. It was that kind of phenomenon. And I think we have, as a society, we love when teenagers can beat old men. It's one of the coolest things, I think, and that's what Doc had working.
But did you think, if you were banking on Hall of Fame, you saw Strawberry and you saw Gooden, who would you have bet on if they were stocks? Which one would you have bought?
I would have bought both because I thought, if you asked me then, I would have said it. I wouldn't have said it then, but I say it now. They were Bonds and Clemens, and that's the kind of career arc they were on. Yeah. And ironically, Bonds and Clemens aren't in the Hall of Fame either. So, but that's the kind of career that those two were supposed to have. 600 home runs, 300 wins, 4,000 strikeouts, 2,000 RBIs. That's where they were going, and it's a shame, but also I love those two guys. So I'm happy that they're in a good place right now.
I'm happy they're still alive, Ron.
Yeah,
I mean that's really what it comes down to. They're alive. Yeah. Doc's alive. I mean that.
Doc's alive. Darryl is thriving. As a preacher and trying to talk to people about some of the mistakes he's made. They're trying really hard to do great with their lives. What better thing than that?